And authorities in Jacksonville, Florida, identifying the man who shot and killed 3 people yesterday in what's being called a racially motivated attack. 21-year-old Ryan Palmer went to a Dollar General store in a predominantly black neighborhood. Yesterday afternoon, he had 2 legally obtained guns. He fired 11 shots into a car of a 52-year-old Angela Carr, killing her. Then he went into the store and shot and killed 19-year-old store employee A.J. Laguerre and 29-year-old customer Gerald Gallion. He fired at others but missed. And as police entered the store, he shot and killed himself. The suspect's father found a will and a suicide note later in his bedroom.
The manifesto is quite frankly, the diary of a madman. What is his rational thoughts? He knew what he was doing. He was 100% lucid. He knew what he was doing. And again, it's disappointing that anyone would go to these lengths to hurt someone else.
And police say prior to the shooting, the gunman had no criminal history, but had once been involuntarily committed for a mental health exam. Jacksonville sheriff saying that writings were found on his laptop. He described them as racist, the sheriff adding that the shooter did manage to obtain those firearms legally, and all of the victims were black. Joining us is NewsNation law and justice contributor and former FBI special agent Jennifer Coffindaffer. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me, Natasha.
Jennifer, I do want to start with the sheriff saying that the shooter obtained the guns legally. And we know that the shooter had been involuntarily detained for mental health reasons for 72 hours back in 2017. He was released under Baker Act provisions. Can you help us explain what happened there? Should this have prevented him from obtaining firearms?
Well, it should have, at least temporarily. And certainly if somebody is what we call here in Florida Baker Acted, that means that they're detained for 72 hours. And after that, all of their firearms, if they have any registered to them, are taken away from them. And they're not allowed to obtain firearms either, depending on if that paperwork was done correctly.
Interesting. So based on that, he should not have been able to obtain the firearms. Is your best guess that this was a paperwork error that happened?
I think it's very possible it was a paperwork error. Remember, this was quite long ago, 2017. So it is possible that that slipped through the cracks, if you will, when the background check was done to clear him purchasing these weapons. Also, we don't know exactly how the weapons were purchased. Did he go into a gun store? Did he purchase them from an individual personally? So we don't know. But I can tell you that the Baker Act should have at least been looked into before that gun was issued to him and sold to him.
You know, we have heard the sheriff say that he believes the gunman's parents had no idea what their son was planning. In your view, as you're reviewing this case and as more details are coming down, were there enough warning signs that someone, either law enforcement or teachers as when he was in school or family members, should have expected him to commit acts of violence?
Well, there are pre-attack indicators, and that list is long and distinguished. When you see a family member or friend start to have issues with sleeping, start to have issues with possible drug usage and alcohol usage that's out of the norm, starts not taking care of themselves, they can't hold down a job, and then, of course, when they purchase those firearms, these are some of those indicators that you need to start looking at this person in conjunction with these types of rhetoric. We know he had swastikas on his gun. We know that he actually had writings. My question is, were these parents watching him? How closely were they watching him? Did they not see these indicators?
Okay. Always appreciate the context and time. Jennifer Coffindaffer, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.